Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or as I like to call it, our little corner of the universe, which I love so very much. I'm really excited that you're here and I can't wait to watch these clips with you and then hear what you think about them later. I love talking about it with you. I really do. Everyone comes up with some great theories and ideas and it's really cool to hear. I love it. So, speaking of, this for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research, come up with your own ideas, fall down your own rabbit holes, but we'll all be here to pick you back out. All right, without any further ado, let's go.
Maybe we should pay attention when our memories try to tell us something. In the early 2000s, Cameron McCauley began telling his family incredible stories of a place he'd never visited, people he'd never met, and a life he couldn't possibly have known. From the age of 2, Cameron insisted he had lived on the Isle of Barra, a small island 140 miles from his home. He spoke with striking detail about a white house by the sea, his Barra mom, and a black and white dog. He named his Barra dad as Sean Robertson and expressed immense sadness, often saying he missed his family there. His parents were baffled. Cameron, at such a young age, seemed to have no fear of death. It doesn't matter when you die, he shrugged. You just come back as someone else. After years of Cameron's pleas to visit Barra, the documentary team decided to investigate. When they arrived, Cameron's memories began aligning with reality. He had often mentioned watching small planes land on the beach outside his window. Upon landing on Barra's small beach in a plane, he turned to his mother and said, "I told you I wasn't lying. There was indeed a small white house on the far side of the island that had once belonged to a Robertson family." When Cameron and his mother arrived, he stood silently at the gate, overcome with emotion. When his mother asked what was wrong, he simply shook his head and began to cry. Cameron recognized the White House by the sea instantly and described its interior before even stepping inside. The Cameron McCauley's story remains one of the most compelling cases of past life recall. For longer spooky and mysterious tales, come say hello on YouTube.
That is very convincing. Or a lot of training that child to say those things, which is always what I think. And I hate that, but I kind of believe this one. I really do. And I believe a lot of these, especially with the little kids, it's really tough to explain things like this. And in the one clip where I watched, where you saw him go into the house for the first time, I imagined being that little kid and going to a place that used to be in a past life your place. What a distant memory it probably felt like. And then to be there again must have been so surreal. Like, this is the cabinet I would get my snacks from. This is where our refrigerator was. That's where my dad's chair was, or whatever his situation may be. That must be such a mind-blowing experience. Where do you guys stand on reincarnation? I know we've touched on this before, but when it comes to these stories, I find them very compelling. I do. Oh no. That was not a foot that came out of that heel and slithered back in. Whoa. Who was that? I didn't even see their face. I didn't see her face. Weird. That's why we call it Holly Weird, right?
Someone actually caught a cat wrestling a fairy on camera. Check this out, y'all.
Not something you see every day. A duende in the clutches of a cat. This happened in Ecuador and is actually very impressive footage.
That cat's definitely playing with something.
Duende, pixie, fairy, little creature as it fights to free itself from the cat. Unfortunately, the cat broke the creature's arm and damaged its leg. But this brave little creature manages to break free from the cat and fly off at incredible speed. Watch this.
This is insane footage, y'all. I've never seen anything like this. So a lot of people think this thing is a duende or a fairy. Let me know what you think it is in the comments, and as always, stay weird.
I know the temptation is always there to say, come on, it's AI, but I mean, obviously the cat's playing with something. And then you could argue the cat is AI too, huh? But I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys believe in fairies and these sorts of woodland beings? It's pretty compelling. But I will say, I can't say that we can assess the injuries of the fairy based off of this video. I'm not going to assume anything. He seemed fine. He got away. I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn on this one. Very torn. Maybe I just want to believe it. What do you think? Hey guys, just a quick reminder that I make these videos every single day, Monday through Sunday. So if you aren't already subscribed and you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can be first to know when a new episode comes out, which will be tomorrow. And you'll also get alerts if I put anything in the community section. For example, yesterday I was unable to make a video. So I'm sorry about that. And I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who wished me happy birthday and a great year. This is by far the most love that I have received on any birthday, and it is a lot of you guys are a part of that. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love what we're doing here. I love our little corner of the internet, and I can't wait to just keep going with it forever and ever, honestly. So I'm just going to get right back to it. Just say thank you one more time. Probably not the only time. Let's get back to it. You guys made my day.
Excuse me, I need the phones, guys. Need the phones. Need the phones and need your phones. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Quincy, I know you have 2 phones, Quincy. Oh, there you go. That's what I love. Yeah. Just Flow. So proud of you, Just Flow. Look at that. Got all the phones. Do I have everybody's phone?
So we got 2 cars. We got this car and the car over there. How would you like to?
I mean, yeah, we can go.
I mean, some of it seems pretty standard. Doesn't it seem like that's what you would do if you were having some weird party on some island? You get there, I take your phone because I don't want you to show people whatever's going on here that you know is going on here. Some things just seem like easy to piece together because our brains understand that's exactly what you would do. I don't know. I don't know if it's exactly based off of it, but it could be. It could be. Who knows? Seems all standard shady stuff, though, to me.
Fucking dye in that beard than Diddy wear.
All right, that's enough.
And I know.
That's enough.
But I seen him. He shows me behind the curtain.
That's a fucking enough. All right, I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna edit this out.
But still,
Put a fucking.
put a note on it. You can edit that one. I don't.
What did he say there in that beginning? Let's see.
Fucking dye in that beard than Diddy wear.
All right, that's enough.
And I know.
That's enough.
I will say Kevin Hart definitely seems legitimately like, shh. And Mark Wahlberg. P.S. I love that this says Marky Mark. I just absolutely love that. But Mark Wahlberg also. One and the same. Just wouldn't stop. Just wouldn't stop. And now all this stuff is coming out that was right in front of us. But we're just like, ha ha ha. You know. And move on. Meh. All right.
Well, this is creepy.
Oh my gosh. He's talking. What the heck? It is talking, I swear to God. Listen. Oh!
Now, what did you hear this bird saying? Some people have heard dig a tunnel. Other people have heard Daytona. Or even that he's saying big trouble. Now, we know that some birds actually can talk and mimic sounds, but it's still really creepy to hear it saying, dig a tunnel.
I don't think it's saying dig a tunnel. And honestly, I don't think they know. If you say dig a tunnel in front of a bird that can speak like this, and he goes to somebody else and says dig a tunnel, he's not creepy for doing that. It's just what he heard. He doesn't know, excuse me, that he's like, well, I'm going to tell these people that this guy said he was going to dig a tunnel because they're going to want to know about that. I don't think that's the case, but I will say I don't think it's creepy. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. I hate the if it flies, it spies thing. I think birds are getting a really bad rep here when the reality is they can just talk. Some people shouldn't talk, but they do. Let's just accept it. Birds are cool. They can talk. Be nice to birds.
MKUltra project is a CIA project that began in the 60s. One of the first laboratory mice were the Beatles. They were involved in this whole thing. They used their popularity to program the population. They sent many hidden messages, symbols, and showed shady images that had nothing to do with their music.
What was that last one? I've heard things like this before. Definitely. I believe on one of their albums, Aleister Crowley is actually one of the faces back in there, if you know anything about that. I wouldn't doubt this one bit. They're certainly not the only, but they obviously knew what they were doing. There's so much symbolism. They're all doing the signs and the symbols, and I don't know. This sucks for any of you Beatles lovers to find out if you believe it. I know. I understand. You're going to love this.
Call them modest get-togethers, others hedonistic romps. For the next 53 seconds, we'll take an in-depth look inside Diddy parties.
Diddy once threw a party on a jet flying around the world. Now, it started on a Tuesday and somehow ended on the previous Sunday. I don't know how he did that.
Now that I'm engaged, I've decided to slow down a little. 3 Diddy parties a week. Maybe 4. Well, not including the weekends.
Boy, I remember one day we went to this Diddy party. Well, what happened? Lil Jon forgot his pimp cup. Yep. D-Rock went to Diddy and asked if he had a pimp cup Lil Jon can borrow.
Man, he had a whole bunch of pimp cups.
He had a pimp set.
It's hard to say which is more off the hook. A Diddy party or a Diddy after party. Or a Diddy after party, which is basically a pre-party for the next Diddy party.
The Diddy party legend continues tonight at 8 p.m. 7 Central.
How about that? In 2005, that's what they chose to go with for a promo for the Video Music Awards. Oh, wow. And obviously a lot of it is satire and, exaggerations, but I think the message is there. It's obviously enough that people would watch this and be like, oh, haha, they know about the Diddy, but like everybody knew apparently. All this time.
Why do you think Snapchat exists? Why do you think they would make a company for 13-year-olds where a photo disappears after 24 hours? Why do you think kids would want to use that? You know, I've been to Silicon Valley. I've met these. They're buildings full of 300 people who are all employed to give children what they want, not what they need. The base interest of children's wants. Because before you wanted to get to a kid, you had to appeal to their parents, because their parents would turn the television off. So if you wanted to make a program for a kid, it had to appeal to their parents, because their parents were in control of the media they consumed. The kids have direct access to it now, so it doesn't matter. And there's an entire dialogue happening between these tech companies and kids that parents are completely unaware of.
Yeah, I will say 2 things. One, I am extremely against Snapchat. I do not like Snapchat. I used to have it. I think it's awful. I will say that till the day I die. I do have it, but only to communicate with my brother, because otherwise he won't talk to me. Not really, but it's just, I guess, easier for him to talk in that way than texting. I don't know what it is, but it's him and my brother-in-law, and that's it. Those are the two people that are on there. I hate it. I hate it, and I would delete it if it wasn't for them. But enough of that rant. The other thing, one of the things that this guy said is that parents could control the media that their kids were seeing, so they would just turn it off. I would say that's still the case. I know parents who let their kids do whatever they want and just plop an iPad in front of them, and that's keep them busy. And then I know parents who are very actively invested in what's going on and what they're consuming, and they don't allow them to see certain things. This is something you have to start from the start, because if you just let them consume and an iPad is their best buddy growing up, and then one day you're like, well, that's bad, and you take that away, that doesn't make sense. Whereas if it was never introduced in the first place. But I also understand why that's difficult, because I do know of parents who said instead of textbooks, the school gives their kids iPads and everything that they need is on there. I don't like that. I don't like that. What do you guys think about Snapchat, about all that kind of stuff?
Okay, this is either really cool or a little strange, but that's who you're doing business with, right? So.
What is this?
That is Marilyn's hair. So.
You can clone her.
So that's awesome.
Oh my god, I'm literally going to do some crazy voodoo shit that I want to wait. And I channel her. This is so special to me. Thank you so much. This is so cool. So cool.
Good vibes.
Wow. This is sleeping with me every night.
I feel like it's very odd that this was gifted to her. Marilyn Monroe died with the hair that she had, and she's gone. She will never grow more. I just think it's weird that who has the authority to gift your hair when you're no longer here? Who has it and who's gifting it? I don't know. It just seems very strange that they would give this to her just because she said she wanted to wear her old dress. I think that's really weird. And obviously she made the voodoo comments and things like that. Take from that what you want to. They make it pretty easy. But oh, sorry.
Have you guys seen this video going around that's of Taylor Swift in a toy commercial? And the problem with this video is this toy commercial is from 1981, when Taylor Swift was born in 1989. But it does look a lot like Taylor Swift. Many people are claiming that this is just proof that celebrities are actually vampires or immortal. They also compared Taylor Swift to Zena LaVey, a well-known Satanist from the 80s. But she's not the only one. There's so many different photos coming out of people from the past, sometimes even hundreds, maybe even thousands of years ago, that look just like celebrities that are here today. And it's fueling the fire of people believing that these people are immortal and some type of vampire. With the internet being able to share all of these old photos, comparing them to celebrities, it's definitely convincing. It kind of reminds me of the vampire Lestat, where he was just a vampire living in the shadows for a long time, and then once he was able to become famous, he became a superstar. And a lot of people think that that's what's happened here. What do you guys think about this theory?
I think that theory makes more and more sense. In some cases, not every case. But the main reason I put this up was not all the rest of that. We've talked about that, but was about the Taylor Swift commercial. That really looks a lot like her, and it's well before she was even born. But it wouldn't make sense because that girl would likely still be around 8 years later or 9 years later, whatever, when Taylor Swift was born. So I know some people look like other people. I agree. It's just interesting. Interesting the stuff that resurfaces. No wonder they try and get rid of all the history. No wonder. Because then it makes you question stuff, and they don't like that. They don't like that.
Did you know that when the 1994 movie The Crow was in pre-production, they received a voicemail warning them not to make the movie or bad things would happen? And while I imagine any kind of alternative movie gets those kind of messages a lot, in this case, they were really fucking right. Horror Trivia Tuesday fun fact. I will preface this all by saying that the people involved in the making of The Crow have said multiple times they don't believe in this whole curse of the crow. But speculation started about a curse pretty early on into filming. On day one of filming, somebody in a cherry picker accidentally backed it into an electrical line and they suffered massive burns and lost their ears. Somebody else impaled their hand with a screwdriver, and a stuntman fell through a roof and broke several ribs. And there was a hurricane that destroyed part of the set. And there was a sculptor who had been let go after only a few days, and so he drove his car through the workshop. And then, of course, there's the most infamous of events that happened while filming The Crow.
How have we not heard about these other incidents? I understand the one is quite overshadowing. Obviously, the gun really went off. Someone really died. It shouldn't have happened. It's tragic. But how didn't we know about this other stuff? And about the call? And when I say we, I mean more mainstream. Obviously, I'm sure there are people who knew. But I want to know how I didn't know. That's what I want to know.
Absolutely creepy relics of early 2000s Craigslist are completely unmatched. So back in the early 2000s, Craigslist was just this safe haven for some of the darkest fringes of society. It's the only way I can describe it. And just first off, we all know what a septic tank is, correct? They're very common, they have to be pumped, a lot of homes have them. So let's discuss the Alabama man who would pay you to go into yours. So his official ad says, "Some might judge me for this, but it's what I enjoy. I will pay you $150 an hour to bring my equipment in and gain access to your septic tank. I then have my associate close the tank. After I set up my tripod and camera up, believe it or not, it's a great place to reflect." And very unsurprisingly, not long after, a lot of videos leaked on LiveLeak of what was known as Septic Tank Man. And absolutely, the videos are shocking, but I think the more shocking part is how long ago this was and that nobody has ever identified who this man really was in Alabama.
Interesting. So Craigslist was truly unhinged. No judgment, of course. Though, I don't know. It would have been nicer if, I guess, he also had like a septic, maybe if he had a septic cleaning business and he was like, listen, I do it a little cheaper, but I also do this, so don't be scared when you see me covered in it on purpose. Odd. I wonder how Septic Tank Man is doing now. Do you think he's still septicing? I hope he has good water pressure.
Mas tava quente, John. Não, tá gelado. Tá gelado? Tá gelado. Ué? Credo? Não, tá esquentando, cara. Tá esquentando. Pega pra você ver aí. Tá caramba, mesmo? Tá quente mesmo. Tá mesmo, cara? Gente do céu. Vai pegar nela. Caraca, meu. Que coisa, cara. Ela esquenta, cara. Vamos pôr, ó, põe aqui na... Ó. Ó, não sei se dá pra você ver, ó. Olha lá as bolinhas lá, ó. Ó, tá borbulhando. Ó. Não é possível, cara. Ó, ficou bem vermelha, cara. Olha isso. Olha, ficou vermelha. Mudou? Mudou a cor, ó. Ficou vermelha. Mudou a cor, ó. O cameraman pegou legal, ó. Gente do céu.
Does anyone know what this is? Is this a commonly known sort of crystal rock gemstone thing. I don't know. It's wild, isn't it? So it's actually starting to boil the water and then it gets cold. Very odd. The next clip I'm going to show you is a personal one, and it's really short and really simple, but my mom sent it to me yesterday when she sent a happy birthday text, and it's of my grandpop, and I think he was holding a candle that was lit. I know, he was holding a candle when it was lit, and he thought she was trying to take a picture, but she was taking a video, so he's just standing there with it, trying, like, as it burns down, and everybody... You get to hear my mom in the background saying she's taking a video. My grandmom saying, you better blow it out quick. And it's just cute because my grandpa's just he's so funny. And I bet if this continued on, you would have heard some really smart ass stuff because he was a quick-witted one. Here he is. On our birthday in years past.
Are you Dad, that's going to burn your hand. You better take a picture fast. I'm taking a video. God. Make a wish.
I can only imagine what his wish was. Probably not getting burned. Oh, Grandpop. That was cool. That was cool. And I know maybe it was weird that I put that up, but I don't think so. I wanted to share it with you guys. It was special. It made me happy. And that's my Grandpop. And since we're on the road of happiness, let's keep it going with this guy.
Most graham crackers already have lines on them, so they make it a little bit easier to know where to cut them. It's funny, my mom always used to say there are two kinds of people in this world. That one kind of broke in half, fuck. Now we're just gonna add our chocolate, which also has the lines in it. Wow. So we're just gonna put our packets on a high heat for about 20 minutes on each side, and when we're done, we're gonna have delicious campfire s'mores treats. So yeah, again, this is just gonna be a really great treat for when you're out there roughing it with the family and whatnot, or just even if you're at home by yourself. That's how you make s'mores.
I don't know why. If you're on Instagram and you've not heard of Henry's Kitchen, he doesn't have tons of videos up that I saw, but it is a certain kind of humor. If you think that is so funny, like I did, I laughed about this when I first watched it. I couldn't even pick which one to put up. I thought this was so funny. His grunts and the way he's like cutting the marshmallow and going on the, first of all, he never told us what the two types of people were that his mother talks about. But I suspect it was people that cut the graham cracker and people that break it. I break it. I've never in my life seen someone take a knife and try and cut a graham cracker to make s'mores. First of all, it makes the most sense just to use the whole sheet, right? Just me? Well, if you don't already follow Henry's Kitchen Official, I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. All I know is I found this when I was looking for videos, and I love it. And he only has like 400 followers over on Instagram. But I think his YouTube is far more successful. I think he's got like 116,000 subscribers. Very cool. Very funny. I recommend. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video today. I know that I enjoyed putting it together. I enjoyed making it. And I'm really excited to see what you guys think. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. I have to drive to Maryland. I have to go pick up my grandma and then drive to Maryland because my mom does this light thing down there that they put together. They put a lot of effort into it. So we're going to go see what they've done this year for Christmas. Today is the first day of it. And so I'm going to get ready and head on down for that. I hope everyone is doing something that brings your heart joy today. And that's all. Just be nice to animals, be nice to each other, and have a beautiful day. And thank you again for the birthday wishes. It was magical.